How you got involved in the game?
Oh, I needed a job, and I walked into a farm that had a help wanted sign, and they had racehorses. And from there, I ended up at Thistledown, and then there was a gentleman, a trainer. His name was E.T. Clark at Thistledown. He says, "I can't find anybody to go to Tampa Bay Downs. I can't find anybody that wants to go to Florida and be warm for the winter." And that's how I started traveling from racetrack to racetrack and ended up having a career with it. When I went to Tampa Bay Downs, I started working for a gentleman named Don Rice. He is one of the best horsemen that's ever been. That his brother Clyde Rice, actually was Wayne, Clyde, and Don were all in high school together. That
Hmm.
Clyde and Wayne were in the same year, and then I think Don was 2 years behind. So when I was learning how to be a groom and learning how to gallop, I grew up on all the stories about how they got started, and then I finally met Wayne. And back in like 2001 or 2002, I went to work for him at Churchill Downs for a while.
Yeah.
So that we've been friends ever since. That just keep kind of keeping track of each other. And he needed somebody for Saratoga, and Brian Rice found me at the sale and said he needs you for the summer. You got to go. I said okay.
What's some of the good horses that you had the honor to be around?
The first time I worked for Wayne, I was on the ground, and we had Spain and Holiday Runner, Orientate, Snow Ridge. They were all in the barn back then. When I worked for Windstar, I was blessed to get on a filly named Ipa told me that she's got her own Facebook page, her own website, that she won in South Africa. She beat the boys in Dubai. She won a grade one in England, and then they brought her to the States. But she was just a plain little brown horse, didn't look like much, but she could run.
Right. And what's the best jockey you ever seen ride a horse?
Honestly, probably Pat Day because of the patience. That wasn't just patience about waiting and not moving too soon. He was patient with the horses in the morning and just very classy.
Yeah. And your favorite moment all time in this life?
Oh my goodness. That would Band. Band was the hardest horse I ever had to work with to get broke.
Yeah.
And when we were out there galloping and he was happy and he was with me and he had learned all his lessons, what a wonderful feeling.
And right, the name of my program is The Real Players Inside the Backstretch, and that'll be you, right?
Yes, sir.
And how important is the men and women that wake up every day and do this?
You wouldn't have it without them. They don't make a lot of money. They work tireless, long hours back behind the scenes. You never see them on the camera. And without them, you have nothing.
Wayne Lukas, what's the biggest thing you learned from being around Mr. Lukas?
Positivity, teamwork, and to have pride in everything you do in all parts of your life. That you are responsible for you. You are the one who makes you what you are. And so you have to care about that. That all aspects of your life you should take care of and have positivity and live a good life. But they call him the coach because he coaches everybody towards being the best they can be at everything they do.
Yeah.
That I've worked for a lot of people, and he is by far my favorite. That he's been my best boss.
What's the vibe like when your big horse win the big race and get back to the barn? What's that like?
You know, everybody's happy and they're thankful that to have a horse that can run at that level, that and does everything right and makes the winner's circle. That it's amazing. That the highs are high, the lows are low, but the highs are amazing.
Can you tell a horseman versus somebody that's trying to pass time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How could you tell? Uh-huh.
As soon as they start picking things up or walking around the shed, or you can tell whether they've actually been around a lot or not.
Yeah.
And there is something for taking the green people and getting them started, because that is how you make better horsemen.
Yeah. And who's a natural that you met throughout the years that
Not quite like that. There's a gentleman that is galloping. Well, he was galloping at Churchill Downs, and his name is Brett Zuver,
yeah.
and he can get a horse to do anything.
Yeah, yeah.
He grew up around horses. He understands how they think. That he could take problem horses that nobody else could do anything with, and have them fixed in just one or two rides.
Wow.
He was amazing.
And you know
He
what
is amazing.
and you know what make a good groom in your opinion?
Somebody that's got a lot of patience, because you got a lot of difficult horses sometimes. and they have to have some backbone because some of these horses aren't that easy to deal with. So they got to be able to take care of the horses to the best of their ability, and somebody that actually can stand up to the big colts but have patience with the difficult fillies.
Yep.
That's nice.